Ito naman tayo kay kay Loistro, no? Guys, like and share, guys. Ano naman to kay Loistro. Pakinggan na natin to.
Congressman Luistro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My questions are for Major General Nolasco A. Mempin. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your Honor.
You are the former Undersecretary for Administration of the Department of Education. That was during the stint of former Secretary, Vice President Sara Duterte. Do you confirm?
Major General.
Former Major General Nolasco.
Nolasco, you're recognized by the chair.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair?
Please answer the question of Congresswoman Luistro.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you confirm having been appointed as Undersecretary for Administration of DepEd. That was during the time of former Secretary, Vice President Sara Duterte. Let us go back to your career in the AFP, General Mempin.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Back in 2017, nasan po ba kayo, General Mempin?
In 2017, ma'am, initially I was assigned in 10th Infantry Division as the Chief of the Governance and Strategy Management Office, effective January 2017. Then by August of the same year, I was designated as the commander of Task Force Davao in Davao City, Mr. Chair.
So the first appointment in 2017 was at the 10th Infantry Division.
Correct, Your Honor.
Pag sinabi po ba natin, General Mempin, 10th Infantry Division, what areas are covered?
The 10th Infantry Aguila Division covers whole of Region 11 and part of Region 12, part of Region 10, and part of Region 13, Caraga, Your Honor.
And can you please cite some of the big provinces which are under these regions, General Mempin?
Mr. Chair,
Grabe, no? Lawak yung sakupan niya ng operasyon niya, no? Grabe talaga pag official ka.
Your Honor, for Region 11, it covers Davao City, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, Davao Occidental, and Davao Oriental. It also includes parts of Bukidnon, but greater part of Bukidnon is under 4th Infantry Division and part of North Cotabato, ma'am.
And for Region 12, General Mempin?
Region 12 is part of Cotabato, ma'am.
And Region 13?
Region 13 is part of Agusan Sur and a part of Surigao del Sur, ma'am.
Can you please be specific about the inclusive period when you were the commander of the 10th Infantry Division, which covers regions 11, 12, and 13?
I was designated as commander of the 10th Infantry Division in February of 2022 until my retirement in January 28, 2023, ma'am, Your Honor. And
Earlier, you mentioned about 2017, and you were likewise at the 10th Infantry Division. What specific assignment do you have during that time?
From 2017, ma'am, I was assigned as the commander of Task Force Davao, in charge of covering, actually it only covers the downtown Davao, in charge of the anti-terrorism unit of the armed forces because of the series of bombing because Task Force Davao was established in 2003. Then after that, in 2019, I was, after my stint at the Task Force Davao, I was designated as the commander of the 1003rd Infantry Brigade, covering parts of Davao region, specifically Davao del Norte, parts of Davao Oriental, parts of the northern or the mountainous area of Davao City, and then some parts of Bukidnon and some parts of North Cotabato.
So, would it be correct to say 2017, General Mempin, you were heading the Task Force Davao, primarily in charge with Davao City and the major parts of the Davao region. Do you confirm that?
Ma'am, for clarification, Mr. Chair, during my stint as Task Force Davao, it only covers the downtown because Davao City is divided into three areas. It has the downtown, midtown, and the uptown. The midtown is the downtown is the central district. Then midtown and uptown are those areas.
So which part are you in charge with?
For 2017, ma'am, 2017 until
Midtown?
2019 in
Uptown or downtown?
Downtown during task
You
force.
are in charge of downtown in 2017
Until
as the head of Task
Task
Force
Force.
Davao.
Correct, ma'am.
And then
Your Honor.
sometime in 2019, you became in charge of the 10th
Yeah.
Infantry Brigade covering most parts of the Davao
Grabe, uling-uli agad niya, ano, Luistro, no? Alalam niya agad eh.
region.
Not yet, ma'am. 2019, I was designated as the brigade commander. Brigade commander is under the 10th Infantry Division still, covering Davao, some parts of Davao region, specifically Davao del Norte, Davao Oriental, and not Davao Oriental, Davao del Norte.
Yes, General,
part of
you
Davao
have
City.
stated that
Yes, ma'am.
already. And then for 2022, this is the time that you were in charge of the 10th Infantry Division covering the regions 11, 12, and 13.
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And of course, I just wish to manifest that during this time, 2017 to 2022, the president was former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And for Davao City, the mayor during that time was our Vice President, Sara Duterte.
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And considering that you are taking care of the regions, the provinces, and the city, which are considered the hometown of the president, may I know, was there any marching order coming from the president having assigned to those places?
Actually, because as member of the armed forces, our main objective is to ensure, to protect the people and secure the territory for our sovereignty. So basically for the Army or the 10th Infantry Aguila Division, our focus is on insurgency problem. While in Davao City, during my stint as Task Force Davao Commander, is for the extreme terrorism, like bombing of the extreme
With all due
terrorism.
respect, General Mempien, I hope you will be responsive to the question because Davao, of course, is the place of the former president. So this representation is interested whether in your assignment in 2017, 2019, and 2022, all pertaining to Davao region, mayroon po bang specific na marching order ang presidente considering that these places are his home places?
I have not received any specific instructions, but
Thank you, General Mempin. I think you have answered the question already.
Thank you, Your
How
Mr.
about
Chair.
any marching order from the Vice President during your stint as Task Force Davao head?
The only instruction that I received during our assumption or during my assumption as Task Force Davao Commander is to have zero bombing incident, because he said if there's a bombing incident in Davao City, then you failed your mission as Commander of Task Force Davao. So zero bombing, that's the specific instructions of former Mayor Sara Duterte.
I wish to remind you of the article which was published in Sunstar. Ang sabi po ng ating Vice Presidente noon ay City Mayor, kayo po ang head ng Task Force Davao. Don't sleep, don't breathe, don't embarrass me. Do you confirm that?
That's correct. I still have the newspaper on that, ma'am.
Now, please enlighten us, walk us through. During the time that you were assigned in Davao City and the rest of the other areas of Davao region, how will you describe the peace and order situation in Davao?
In Davao City, ma'am, actually, when I first arrived, because I was also assigned in Davao region for a short stint in 2008, the first thing that I noticed in Davao...
With all due respect, Mr. Chair, let us remind our resource speaker to be responsive to the question. We are asking General Mempin about the status of Davao with respect to the peace and order situation during your time as the head of Task Force Davao. I think that is 2017 until 2019.
For the Davao, downtown Davao, ma'am, it is very peaceful, but still...
Malapit na ito mahuli-huli ni Luis Tro, no? Tiyan naman to sa talino ng babae nito eh. Yeah, guys, no? Mahuhuli niya rin yan mamaya.
The threat of terrorism is there, so the existence of Task Force Davao is still...
In the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how peaceful is Davao?
10, ma'am, because up to now, no
10.
incident of terrorism.
So that confirms the description of Colonel Garma in one of our hearings that Davao is one of the most livable city in the Philippines. You agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And of course, you're one of the reasons why you are able to maintain, or you were able to maintain, such level of peace and order in Davao City because you were the one in charge, the partner of the LGU. May we ask, General Mempin, ano po ba ang mga programang ginawa ninyo sa Davao City to be able to achieve the level 10, the highest score in terms of peace and order that you just gave to Davao City?
To be candid about it, ma'am, actually, I just continue what my predecessors have done, because when I assumed in 2017,
General Mempin, kindly focus on the programs. Ano po yung programs na inyong in-implement?
number one, ma'am, is continued collaboration with various stakeholders, particularly with the Muslim communities in Davao City, to ensure that there will no slippage of probable or would-be bombing incident in Davao City, ma'am.
Any other programs, General Mempin?
Of course, continue information awareness to all the residents, or not only residents, but people visiting Davao. Because right now, the term right now is culture of security, where security is everybody's concern, and not only of the security units like the AFP and the Philippine National Police, ma'am.
I assume, General Mempin, that you were able to implement a lot of programs for you to be able to achieve that level 10 peace and order situation. So aside from the collaboration with Muslim communities and the information awareness dissemination, can you please cite more programs, which you recall were very significant in your achievement of the level 10 peace and order in Davao City.
Yes, ma'am. Number one is collaboration, information awareness, then continued meetings with or exchange of information with intelligence units or security units in Davao. Continued collaboration with the business sector because they are the one who needs to be convinced that Davao is safe for the investment to stay in Davao or increase of it. Then, of course, you continued presence because actually the word do not sleep. We continue patrols in Davao City, mobile, fixed checkpoint in Davao Airport, and even business establishment when there are major engagement. Task Force Davao is always present. And of course, we continue to make our personnel professional because whatever programs you have, if the people, meaning our soldiers, is not professional in handling, like for example, we always conduct checkpoint operations, and we always ask indulgence of the inconvenience that we have caused to the passenger and into the drivers entering Davao City. So that's all part of our programs to ensure that everybody is cooperating to ensure that no bombing incident will occur in Davao City.
I wish to make a recap of what you said, General Mempin. You mentioned collaboration with Muslim communities, information, awareness, and dissemination to all residents, meetings with other intelligence units, collaboration with business and other sectors, presence of patrols, and presence with all other professionals to make sure that no bombing incident will happen in Davao City. You can
Lahat ng sinabi ni General, no? Nasulat niya agad, no? Tapos babalik niya rin yung tanong, no? Question. You know.
confirm that.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And these are the reasons why you were able to achieve the level 10, the highest score for the peace and order situation in Davao City. You confirm?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And I must say, Mr. Chair, General Mempin, na ito rin ang dahilan why I wish to conclude pinagtiwalaan ka ng noon ay City Mayor and now our Vice President Sara Duterte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Level 10 score is something that I am sure you will be able to gain the trust and confidence of whoever is the local chief executive of the area to which you are assigned. You agree with me?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr.
Let's
Chair.
move forward, General Mempin. Kailan po kayo nag-retire sa AFP?
I retired last January 28, 2023, Your Honor.
January 28, 2023. And I understand you entered the Department of Education during the time of VP Sara Duterte. You confirm that?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us? Ano pong appointment ang nabigay sa inyo during your time in DepEd?
First, ma'am, I was appointed as or recruited as consultant of Department of Education from April.
Can you please expound? Consultant on what matter?
I was a highly technical consultant because I came from the armed forces, and our former secretary and vice president consider me as an asset in collaboration or engaging the security sector.
And you believe, General Mempin, that it was your career in the AFP, which was considered by then Secretary of DepEd why you were hired as the highly technical consultant.
That's correct, Your Honor.
If you can still recall, General Mempin, ano po ba ang trabaho ng isang highly technical consultant as you were made to understand during that stint in the Department of Education?
When you become a highly consultant, meaning the unit or the agency could not have it on its own personnel, that's why they could engage or hire the services of a consultant, ma'am.
For the information of the Filipino people, General Mempin, please allow me to share the functions which were under your position as highly technical consultant. 1, provide high-level policy advice on topics agenda that are confidential in nature. 2, provide guidance, technical oversight, and expert advice to DepEd in the development of various programs in all levels of governance on safety and security. 3, engage and collaborate with other departments and security-related services. 4, submit monthly status to OSEC. And 5, perform other duties related thereto. Would you agree with me, General Mempin, that as highly technical consultant, your mandate is to make sure that the need to promote and ensure safety and security is well addressed?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
You confirm that.
Yes.
And having confirmed that, tama po bang isipin, you are the one in charge also of the confidential funds of the Department of Education?
That's not correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Then, General Mempin, if you're not the one in charge of this confidential fund, then who is or who was?
I was not aware of, because I only more on, because after April, May, when USEC for administration is open, I was again asked if I could, but I'm not part of the utilization or how the confidential fund.
But you
is-
agree with me, General Mempin, lahat ng trabaho na ibinigay sa inyo, hindi nyo ito kayang isagawa without the necessary funding. And the funding that is allowed for these purposes is, of course, the confidential fund. Do you agree with me?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, but I have not received any instructions and also funds, for that matter, on in the performance or in the accomplishment of task given or mandate to me as the consultant, Your
In
Honor.
other words, General Mempin, while your job description as highly technical consultant pertains to safety and security, you have no access to confidential fund and you did not give any instruction from the head of the agency. That is your statement. Do you confirm that?
Yes, Your Honor, I am not part of
Thank
the
you.
utilization.
Let us move forward, General Mempin. Kanina may na-mention po kayo. After some time, you were appointed as the USEC for administration. Did you apply for this position?
No, ma'am. I was recruited by the former Secretary and Vice President.
Balikan ko po yung highly technical consultant. Of course, you expressed your desire because a notice of award was given to you to be the highly technical consultant. Aside from you, General Mempin, meron pa po bang iba na nag-express ng desire to be engaged as the highly technical consultant?
I'm not particularly aware of other consultant that express their willingness, but I do believe there are other consultant that the Office of the Secretary has top.
I understand. How about with respect to your appointment as USEC for administration? You said you were chosen? You confirm that?
I was recruited, yes, ma'am.
You were recruited. Who recruited you to become the Undersecretary for Administration?
The former Secretary and Vice President Sara, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And would you know why? Bakit ikaw ang napusuan, nabigyan at pagkalooban nitong pagiging Undersecretary for Administration ng Department of Education?
As to the reason, the actual reason behind it, I was not aware, but I can surmise the trust and confidence that she has on me.
That is
may be
correct.
the reason, ma'am.
The trust and confidence that you were able to establish as head of Task Force Davao in 2017 and being the one in charge of the 10th Infantry Division in Regions 11, 12, and 13 were very significant, not only in your engagement as highly technical consultant, but in your appointment as well as Undersecretary for Administration of DepEd. We agree on that, General Memvin.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
As a matter of fact, to illustrate how the former secretary trusted you, may I ask, are you aware of Department Order number 78, General Mempin?
Yes, ma'am.
What is Department Order number 78?
It's about the procurement, ma'am.
With all due respect, dito po sa Department number 78, ibinibigay po ang mandato na pamunuan ang Department Computerization Program sa Program Director. You confirm this?
Yes, I stand corrected, ma'am. It's about.
In other words, since 2010, General Memphine, ang Department Computerization Program ay pinamumunuan ng Program Director. Ito po ang nakasaad sa Department Order number 78. But because the former secretary trusted you so much,